Hey everybody, what is poppin'? Zach and Emily here. So we just put the Oakster down, and we were thinking, in 2 weeks we are going to be celebrating our 8-year wedding anniversary. Maybe we should just stop right there and ask, how in the world have you put up with me this long?
I don't know. Prayer?
Lots of prayer. But no, we were thinking, what are some cool things we could do to commemorate this and share with our vlog? And we thought something fun to do is we would write down 8 questions that neither of us have seen that we're going to ask each other about just marriage and just going through life with one another over the last 8 years. So I've not seen the questions she's going to ask me and vice versa. But we just thought 8 questions for 8 years. We each ask 8, and it's going to be, I think it'll be pretty entertaining. What do you think?
Yeah.
So 8 for 8. Here we go. Do you want to go first? You want me to go first?
You can go first.
Want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. So my first question to you, love of my life. What was the most stressful part of planning our wedding to you?
The weather, when it was...
Outdoor weddings, man.
Yeah, it was supposed to be an outdoor wedding, and then 3 days before the wedding, it turned into an indoor wedding.
I kind of forgot about that, but I think I was suppressing it because it was so overwhelming to think about. I don't get stressed very easy, but just seeing the stress that you were going through really stressed me out. So that's a good answer.
What is a back road issue that I do that may sometimes annoy you? You might want to explain back road issues.
So in our house, and this is kind of a Goulet household thing, but I believe there are main road issues and back road issues. When it comes to main road issues, they're things that are non-negotiable. We got to agree on them. And back road issues are like ones that don't really matter. We can disagree on that as long as we remember the important things in the main road issues. And I believe that's true with things in the church and whatnot. But to answer your question, back road issues, things that you do that bug me essentially, right?
Yeah, that's part 1 of this question.
Am I just allowed to pick one?
There's more than one?
If I say that, I may not get a 9-year anniversary questionnaire. No, I would say truthfully, have like when you leave in the mornings, you leave the house a mess. And usually it's because you're running late, but you will leave your curling iron on. You leave a big glass of water, coffee, or tea sitting right there in the windowsill. Your makeup's all over the place. You have the lights on. You would think someone just walked away and is coming back. And I seriously fear if I was not here that the house would burn down when you leave.
Technically, I am planning to come back, so
8 hours later.
8 hours later.
8 hours later.
That was part 1.
Oh,
I
okay.
have part 2.
Okay.
And then same thing, but that you love about me. So it's a back road issue that you love.
Oh, again, I can just choose one. So many. Honestly, you are, and I've said this in past vlogs, I'm actually pretty sure, you are the best listener I know. You're without question so attentive. You listen. You actually offer feedback, and it shows that you listened. And sometimes for someone like me who just enjoys to talk, I appreciate that. Someone who doesn't just listen but hears, if that makes sense. That's definitely one of my favorite things just about you in general.
How does that make you feel?
This isn't a therapy session. My turn. What was the biggest adjustment you had to adapt to when learning to live with me after we got married?
Well, the first one that comes to mind is having to share a bed. Sleep like a person who fell off a roof.
Yeah, that was different. Obviously, we waited till marriage, and so learning to share a bed with someone was different. I will say that was different. But now it's weird because it's weird when you're not in bed with me, and I'm sure vice versa. Because Emily likes to put her cold feet against my back or the back of my thighs when we're going to sleep.
They need to be warmed up.
Well, I'm just telling you, I'm sure that was odd for you. Yeah.
That and sharing a space, decorating styles are very different, organizing styles.
Yeah, because
different.
before Emily moved in, I was living in a bachelor pad basically for 3-4 months before we got married. And then Emily came in, and within a week of being married, got back from her honeymoon, and she pretty much changed everything. And it was no longer a bachelor pad, I can tell you that. But yeah, that was an adjustment. But for me, I just don't care enough. Like, okay, this definitely looks and smells nice. That was a good
But I
one.
think it helped giving you one room.
Yeah, that was
to do whatever you wanted.
Little apartment was our first house, and we had a spare bedroom before we had kids, and that was my makeshift gym. So anyway, yeah, good one.
If you could go back to the first night we met, what would you do, or would you do or say anything differently?
Honestly, no. There's not anything I would do differently, because when I first met Emily, I was very, very new in my walk with Christ. Like, I'm talking maybe a couple months. So I was very raw. But truthfully, I know that, yes, I was flirting with you, but I know that I was doing that with an intention of respect, because I hadn't done that before in previous relationships. I was like nice, but I came at you knowing, okay, I just want to respectfully flirting with good intention maybe. And I mean, honestly, I wouldn't change anything, because here we are. That was.
I mean, it worked out.
It definitely worked out. Marriage, a house, and a kid later. I'd say that it worked out pretty well. So no, I wouldn't change a thing. I hit the lottery on that one for sure. So yeah, I'm gonna high five on that one. That was good. Okay, what were you most nervous about on our wedding day, besides, honeymoon stuff?
So probably just everything running smoothly, like making sure that
everything you just spent a year planning went accordingly.
Yeah, very much. Making sure that I went out at the right time during the song. Oh, when the song didn't start at the very end of the ceremony, that was awkward.
Yeah, that's definitely something I would change about our. Yeah, that's a question I will answer more in depth. But yeah, that was.
I just remembered that happened, and that wasn't awkward.
Yeah, but it
30 seconds.
Yeah, but it made for a funny story later on. But yeah, the DJ, after we finished doing our and I'll pronounce you husband and wife, we had exit music, and the DJ missed his cue, and for 30 seconds we're just standing up there real awkward and it cracked me up, because Emily just looks at me and she's like, because whenever she has all eyes on her, she's nervous, but she's like, should we kiss again? It was really adorable. But eventually he played the music and it worked out. But it's funny now in retrospect, 8 years later. But yeah.
So this is a 3-part question.
Okay, you can't keep doing these part questions. These are.
There was no rules. There were no rules. No guidelines. What color, animal, and time period would describe my personality?
What color, animal?
Color, comma, animal, comma, and time period would you use to describe my personality? Go.
How in the world is it? You know what? Whatever. I'm just gonna roll.
What color would you say describes?
I'm gonna say, pink.
Okay.
Is furry color. For your animal, a Yorkie. And time period would easily be the 20s.
See, that wasn't hard.
What has been your favorite part about being married to me for 8 years?
There's too many answers.
Don't care. You just made me answer a 3-part question about color, time period, and animals. So yeah, you're answering this question.
No, I mean, there's so many good things. Just stop. It's never there's never a dull moment. So there's that. I'm always entertained.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I love, feeling like there's always somebody in my corner, no matter what. And if I'm having a rough day or needing some encouragement, you're real quick to give that. So it's just nice having someone, on your side. And then among many other things.
Many.
So, stop. What would it take for me to have a fighting chance to beat you in a physical altercation?
Man, these are random. Mine are like about our marriage, and yours is about how could I beat you up physically? I guess your best chance would be if I was already dead and you said, I'm going to go beat him up. And unless the resurrection, happens and the Lord comes back and I have my new body, I would say that is probably your best chance. Oh. Or you just, when I'm sleeping, just do it, I guess, if you really wanted to.
Okay.
Either or. There's some options. You got options.
I got options.
What is one thing about me that bugs you? You have to answer.
Just one?
Just one.
Just one.
I am okay with admitting I know there is several because I am loud. So it's fine. You can just pick one thing about me that bugs you.
Man, I don't know. So I will say, when you hog the couch, it would be nice to sit there once in a while so I can watch.
We really just need a sectional.
We just need a sectional.
We have one couch, a love seat, an ottoman, and a rocking chair in our living room. But I don't like the recliner, and I've always just when I'm in the living room, that's the place to relax. And so I'm always laying on the couch, and so
nesting.
I'm definitely.
On the couch.
I'll admit I am a couch hog. So if we had a sectional, this would just solve that issue. So next house, we are getting a sectional. Period.
I would like that. Also, the fact that it's good and bad. When you put your mind to something, it's amazing because it is truly an amazing quality to have. When you set your mind to something, you do it. But then it also is annoying because other people who can't do that, and it's I wish I could do that, but
like what? Like what?
Okay, if you say, I'm going to lose 30 pounds, which you probably could, and then you do it, but it's hey, you want to go get a snack? And you're like, no, I'm dieting. And there's no deviation from that. You just stick with it. It's could you not?
She's probably referring, so in 2019, I was at 235. I was doing a bulk. I love to lift weights, and I love to challenge myself dietary-wise. And at my heaviest, I was 235. I'm guessing this is where that stems from. And I decided I was going to go on a diet and cut down to around 205. And so that's when I started saying, nope, can't eat that. Nope, can't do that. And she really would get annoyed with me. And I did get down to 205, and it was awesome. But It's
an amazing quality.
But honestly, if you're just eating like a normal person, that would get annoying. So that would bug me. That was a long 5 months for you, 5-6 months, whatever it was. So
there was no cheating.
No. I guess that's a good one. I never thought about that. So
it's amazing, but
one of many, I guess, things that bug me.
If you could choose my profession, what would you pick?
If I could choose your profession, truthfully, if I could choose your profession, I would want you to be a worship leader full time. And I know that you have, reasons you don't really feel led to do that, but I know I've seen how you lead, and it's from a place of authenticity and humility that doesn't draw attention. If you draw any attention to yourself, you put it right back on God. And so that's one of the qualities that drew me to you, was just your sincere heart for worship, and you're very good at it and talented at it. It's one of your gifts that God's given you, and so definitely would choose you to be a worship leader full time. That's easy.
That was nice.
That was nice, right?
Nice.
Brownie points. Okay, question 6. Biggest change you have seen in me in 8 years of marriage?
Well, I think the determination that you have always grows, every year.
I thought you were going to say my hair.
That. You just look different altogether.
Honestly.
Definitely not the same look.
No.
But I feel like every year your determination grows, and I feel like you want to be an authentic, man of God, and I feel like you are successful in that. And every year there's like a new goal that you set, and it just you set these goals and you meet them, and that's incredible, because a lot of people will set goals and New Year's resolutions, and then they're gone within like the first week. You actually stick with them. And so just saying that, like, you know, the way that you push yourself, I just feel like every year it just gets stronger, and your resolve to do better gets better.
If we were on a camera right now, I would kiss you so good. We're gonna cut for a second.
No. Okay, do you have a dream, whether it's serious or more of like, this is just a fun, wild dream I have, that I could help you achieve?
I think you're doing it right now. I mean, I have lots of dreams, ambitions, goals. I think one of them it was always doing this. And since we got married, I've said I've wanted to do vlogs since we've gotten married. And that was 8 years ago. And Emily has always said no. And just because she didn't feel comfortable on camera, which I know everyone on here would say
still don't.
She is the star of this vlog, her and Oak. But truthfully, like, doing this has been a dream and a passion project. And even if like only our family watches it, the fact you're getting out of your comfort zone to like let me do something that I'm passionate about and making content, and it's wholesome and it's Christ honoring, that means a lot to me. And I could go on and on about things I want to do and dreams you could help me with, but this is one we're living out right now, and I'm grateful for it. And that's marriage in general is about sacrifice, and you're getting out of your comfort zone to do something because I enjoy doing it. So for that, I'm very grateful. So I'm sure the people are being blessed because of you stepping out of an area of comfortability and into something new. So she wants to kiss me now again. If you could redo anything about our wedding day, what would you change? And I think I know the answer to this one. Say it. Oh, go ahead. No,
I don't know.
I thought you were going to say, go ahead. I don't want to put words in your
more
mouth.
Pie.
Oh my gosh.
That would be nice.
Okay. So I didn't want a groomsman. I just got to tell this. I didn't want a groomsman cake. I wanted my favorite pie, which at the time was a chocolate meringue pie from Neighbor's Mill.
It had pretzels in it.
And this is seriously, this pie is straight from the throne room of heaven. And so we had like a few pies that we got instead of a groomsman cake. And everyone knows on your wedding day, it's like just flying by, right? We barely had time to eat. And we finally sat down, and like, I just wanted my pie. Like, we had the wedding cake, we fed each other, we did the whole drink thing with sparkling grape juice. It was cute. I wanted the pie. So we sit down, I get my slice of pie, I get one bite. Yeah. And then our photographer comes and says, hey, we need you for about 10 more minutes for some more pictures. I'm like, okay. So we go get our pictures done, come back. My pie is gone. It had been thrown away. And so I'm like, okay.
Someone ate it.
If someone ate it, then if you're watching this, shame on you 8 years later.
They haven't made it since.
And like, seriously, I went to go find more pie. It was all gone. Every bit of it. I got one bite of my favorite pie on my wedding day. So that is what I would change about our wedding, actually. Let's say, I don't know how this turned into my
I don't know,
but I'm hot now. I forgive you, whoever you are, if you're watching this. But yeah. Jesus knows. I'll catch you in heaven, homie.
So there was that. Man, I would say I wish the DJ.
There it is. That's what I thought your answer was going to be. DJ.
It was awkward.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
DJ.
That and your scratchy bow ties. I feel bad.
Emily wanted us to wear burlap bow ties, and let me tell you, every one of my groomsmen, including myself, broke out in a rash on our necks because of how itchy this thing was.
Okay, and in the pictures it looked cute and it looked good. In hindsight, that just sounds horrible. Sorry.
Yeah, it was. I'll just say this: no one has worn it since. That was a one and done, and will remain a one and done. So yeah, that was that was itchy.
Sorry. What could I do to better support you in your walk with Christ?
I feel like we're not perfect at it by any means, but I really do feel like we do a good job of leading together and leading our son together and doing our best to honor Christ. I guess to give an answer, not to like beat around the bush about it, I think if we prayed more together, just you and I, because we do pray individually by ourselves often. We pray for Emmett, all three of us together often. But I think, and it's funny because without knowing you're going to answer this week we started praying together in the mornings before you go to work. But just praying just you and I together over each other, because if you and I are right, then we're going to lead Emmett right. And if you and I are right, we're going to be right in our walks with Christ. You know, because we're one. Bible says when we get married, it's three becoming one. And so if both of us are good in this, then this is going to happen in a way that's natural. And so, yeah, I think it's funny because the very thing I would answer is the thing we've been putting into practice this week, praying more together, just you and I. And literally we've done that for the past 3 days or so. So, yeah, that's kind of neat. Yeah. Okay, so this is the last question. 8th question for 8 years. Are you ready, babe? What is your number one piece of marriage advice that you would give someone after 8 years of being married to me?
I don't know if it's number one, but it's just the first thing that comes to mind. Always asking, you know, like you do this so well. Am I listening or am I fixing? Because that's really important.
I agree.
Because sometimes I just need you to listen and let me vent.
Mm-hmm.
And if you try to fix in that moment, I'm going to not like you. And then, because I'll feel like you're just not listening, just not listening. And then other times actually, and I would say like 90% of the time I really do want your advice on the issue, but it's just nice to have that option to say, no, I just need you to listen to me vent and whine for a second.
Yeah.
So there's that. But I also think, finding each other's love languages and to follow that, to just kind of check in every once in a while and just be like, how are you feeling? How do you, how's your love tank? That, analogy, because we get busy and sometimes we just get kind of wrapped up in our day, and it's easy, I think, to forget that you're not just roommates, but you are, you're one. So is your other half feeling affection, or that you're present, or just checking in?
Yeah, that's good. That's really good. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I know that we did. Truthfully, I'm just so grateful that I married up. I know every guy says that, man, I married up, I outkicked my coverage. No, I really did. Before I knew Christ, first off, I shouldn't be here, but the fact that I have a wife like this, wow. I am the most blessed man in the world, and this life that we have together, it's beautiful. But it truly
really are so blessed.
Well, and it's honestly, without Christ, this relationship isn't possible. And so I truly do count my blessings daily. And so 8 years down, and unless the Lord tarries, forever to go. And so thanks for watching this one, guys. We do hope you enjoyed it. You're not going to want to miss the next vlog that comes out. It's actually going to come out on our anniversary, a little early. It's going to be on May 30th, which is on a Tuesday. You're not going to want to miss it. It's a special one. Went through a lot of trouble to actually recover this. We'll share that later on in that vlog, but you're going to really enjoy that one. So make sure you stay tuned. Please, if you would, subscribe if you haven't, like and follow us, share us on social media. Not because we want to draw a bunch of attention to ourselves, but truly because we want people to see wholesome content and what happens when God gets a hold of something like this. We just want y'all to follow along on that journey with us. So anyway, if y'all would do that, we appreciate it. But do you have anything you want to add as we close out? All right, well, we're going to go kiss and stuff. So we love you guys. Bless up, and we'll see you in the next one.